with Feed SCV, and I'm pleased to be here cooking today. We are together. I'm with my daughter, Casey, and she's a Santa Clarita Valley kid, and we're celebrating Mother's Day all month long, and mothers all the time, every day.
As we should.
Thank you very much. I like that. That's why she's my favorite. Anyway, see, I got it on camera for you.
No denying it now.
Anyway, we thought it would be nice to prepare a simple dish that kids could make for their moms, or moms could make for their kids, or whatever. It's a really tasty, lemony, garlicky, chickeny. It kind of started out as a healthy recipe because it has spinach and has chicken, but it also has cream and butter and
all those
other good things. So, you decide whether your cardiologist will approve or not. But anyway, we're going to make this. It's creamy lemon Parmesan chicken. So we're going to start. We're going to put in 3/4 of a cup all-purpose flour.
Ooh, my favorite.
And go ahead and tell
us. A cup of freshly grated Parmesan.
It's a 1/2 cup that we put in right now because we're saving the other 1/2 cup of Parmesan. And by the way, you can find the recipe on Feed SCV's website. We've saved the other 1/2 Parmesan. So we've got some garlic powder. I mentioned garlic, right? This is just the beginning. And then
1 lemon zested.
I sent her a text last night and said, do you know how to zest a lemon? And she goes, Mom, did you see your birthday cake? I think I zested 30 of them for it. So
it was delicious and worth it.
It was the most amazing cake. Anyway, we've got the zest of 1 lemon there. We've got a little bit of salt because salt and pepper always makes it good. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit of this in here. And then we're also going to freshly grind some pepper in. And what we're doing is making the batter.
Well, tell me when to stop.
I love pepper. Okay, good.
Okay. Good.
The salt and pepper is always to taste anyway, so I think you did a great job.
Awesome.
Anyway, if you want to whisk that together, now it's going to be a little bit moist because of the lemon zest. It's still got the moisture from the lemon. We can get the fresh lemons from the farmer's market or any store. They're really, really good this time of year.
It smells delicious already.
Yeah, smells good. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do is take the chicken breasts. Do you want to bring that tray over here? Okie dokie. And we're going to very simply take these. Do you want to dredge them?
What's dredge?
Dredging means dragging the meat through and picking up as much of that floury, spicy goodness that you put all your ingredients together. And you don't want your chicken breasts to be too thick because this is a quick fry kind of situation. I have to admit that I kind of failed in one part of motherhood is that I did not teach my kids to cook when they were home. So this is kind of making up for lost time. Although I must say that Casey is married to an amazing cook who got some of his training at College of the Canyons in the culinary department. So kudos for the locals. Okay, so we're going to pay some attention to our frying pan now. We're going to put in a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, EVOO, as
Rachel Ray would say.
Rachel Ray would say that's right. She was our first cook we watched. Anyway, we want the oil to cover the pan, and we want it to get to where it's kind of glistening, but not smoking. So we're going to give that just a couple of seconds to warm up, and then you're going to put the chicken in the pan.
All right.
And we're going to start cooking it. So let me move it around just a little bit more.
It's just about ready.
It sure does. Go ahead and put that first piece of chicken in. Oh, this looks so good. You want to space your chicken out a bit? No, you're good.
Okay.
Because you got to get all that in there.
Somehow. Here we go.
Yeah. And remember, you want to make it lay down a little bit. There you go. And then there's room right there for that last piece of that
Tetris
wayward.
here.
I know. Tetris chicken. That's what we're making right
now.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to let this cook for about 6 minutes on one side, and then we're going to flip it over and cook it for 6 more minutes, and then we're going to take it out of the pan and set it aside. Okay, we're going to make a real simple caprese to go on the side of this delicious chicken dish. We're just going to slice the tomatoes. So would you like to do that?
Oh, sure.
Now, the funny thing in my house is I always take the seeds out of the tomatoes, but you don't have to do that. I know this is my personal thing, but... You want a sharper knife?
Yeah, probably. That would make things easier and probably safer.
There you go.
Okay, let's try this. Oh, like night and day.
Maybe this was why I didn't teach you to cook, because I didn't have sharp enough knives.
No, you had every other.
That's true. They did
spoon and spatula.
I am the sentimental kitchenist. I have a lot of things that probably should have gone to the secondhand store a long time ago, but I like to keep them because they were grandma's or they were a fun thing, or I got it in a cooking class or something like that.
Or it has your
Oh,
name on it.
It has my name on it. Yeah, it has my name on it. That looks amazing.
Thank you.
So what you want to do is you want to take those and arrange them on the plate.
It's nice enough.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay, good. Do you keep
Are
the
you
butts?
sure you don't know how to cook?
I mean,
You're doing great.
thank you.
You are doing fabulous. She is an amazing baker. Oh my God. I've mentioned the lemon cake, but you know, let's get the let's clean the moisture up here a little bit because you're going to be chiffonading some.
Chiffonading? What is that?
That's a fancy thing. The way to say roll up your basil and slice it.
Show me, won't you?
I will show you.
Show me your ways.
I will show you. We take this basil and we roll it up a bit. And then you cut on an angle a bit.
Isn't that nice? The knife nice?
The knife is wonderful.
I know.
Wow, should make me easy to buy for Christmas, huh?
Uh-huh.
There you go. And then let's just put some mozzarella balls in there.
Okay. In the fluff?
In the fluff.
Okay, in the fluff.
In the fluff. Because this is going to be kind of a serve yourself kind of
Got it.
caprese salad.
How many more?
Oh, put a few more. Okay, you got a lot of people eating. This is something that is served everywhere in Italy. My son was in the service in Vicenza. Yeah. And he said people would just invite them into their houses. They'd be walking down the street. People, oh, come in, come in, come in. And they would always be served something like this. Simple, good protein, healthy, good conversation starter. And there you go, a nice, simple caprese salad to go along with your chicken. Oh, it smells good, doesn't it?
It's a big chicken.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and you have a little bit of the olive oil and the chicken drippings in here. But to this, you're going to add 2 pats of butter, 2 tablespoons of butter. And you're going to let that melt. And as soon as it's liquid, you're going to add, guess what? Fresh garlic now. Scoop it out with that.
Sure.
Yeah. And this is where it goes kind of quickly. At least it did last night when I was cooking it. So you just want to brown the garlic just very lightly. You only cook it for about a minute.
You should really make a candle that smells like this.
Oh my gosh, it would be so great. Yeah, but then you walk in and go, oh, we're having Oh, it's just a candle. All right. And the next thing we do is we are putting in the baby spinach. Now, spinach is something that my husband wasn't used to eating, especially when I did this. He's like, oh my, yeah, all of it. He's like, oh my God, that's so much. And I said, just wait. Just wait. And you will see, if you've never cooked chicken or if you've never cooked spinach before, you'll see quickly that it reduces very fast.
I don't think I've ever cooked with spinach.
It's really good. Simple olive oil and garlic, and this is a good side dish.
Okay.
Really, really good. But we are taking this to the next level, definitely. So go ahead and add the cream.
Okay.
And then you want to add chicken broth. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 1.5 cups of heavy cream, 1 cup of low sodium chicken broth. See, healthy, low sodium.
To go with that heavy whipping cream.
And then you want to take the rest of the Parmesan and put that in with it.
Okay.
And you want to give it another little dash of salt and pepper. Did we move salt?
We did.
Move it back there.
That's okay. So a little dash.
Little dash. Little. That, yeah.
That was enough.
Not a whole spoonful.
There we go.
Okie dokie. I think that might do it. Okay. Oh, and we finish with putting some fresh lemon slices in to cook and make that lemon taste come out so much more stronger. And try to seed your lemons before you do this. I didn't when I did my test batch, and it was, when you're chewing out a piece of garlic and you get a seed, it's not quite the best.
It looks
there
so
we
pretty.
go. Doesn't that look great? There's your kitchen art right there. That's beautiful.
All right.
And we let this cook until it's thickened just a little bit. This is going to take about 3 or 4 minutes to thicken. All right, now we're to the point where this is thickened a little bit. It's been bubbling and cooking and melding. And we're going to put the chicken back into the pan and kind of nestle it in there. We'll be mixing it in so that it can start absorbing more of the spinachy, garlicky, lemony sauce that we've been cooking. And you cook this for about 6 minutes and make sure that your chicken's done, which is why you didn't put a big thick piece of chicken like those chicken breasts you get at Costco that are like the size of dinosaur eggs. Cut those in half because you need to have more surface to cook. And this is going to cook away, and in about 6 minutes it's going to be perfect and you're going to have a great dinner. Okay, so we have cooked our chicken all the way through. It's in this delicious garlicky, lemony, spinachy sauce that's wonderful. And so we're going to serve it. It's ready. We're going to take a piece of chicken there.
I'm going to go with this little guy here.
He
looks
little guy?
good.
Okie dokie. You want to spoon a little bit of the sauce on top of there? Get some of those lemon slices and...
Would you like some more?
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll get this little guy too.
Okay. We're gonna serve a little caprese salad with this. And get a little bit of the basil, a lot of the basil, and some of the mozzarella. And we're gonna just give it a real quick drizzle. And this is one of those bottles that doesn't have the measured top, so I'm going to be very careful and do just a little bit of a drizzle. And if they want more, they can take some more at the table. And there you have it. We have a delicious. Let's hold it together.
Okay.
We did this together. You have a delicious chicken, garlic, spinach, lemon chicken that was easy to make, and it's delicious and wonderful. And we are happy to bring this to you, and happy that we've been able to teach you. And we hope that you enjoy all your meals as a family, as mom and daughter, son and daughter, families, whoever. Just share food and enjoy.
Like we said before, you can find this recipe on feedscv.org, and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube.
Hey everybody, this is Alexis Shaheen, and welcome to this edition of Mindful Munchies. Today we are going to make the most delicious chocolate cakes you've ever had. I like to call them chocolate lovers cupcakes. So let's get started by measuring out the ingredients that you will need. For the cake batter, measure out 2 cups of white sugar, 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 whole eggs, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 cup of hot, freshly brewed coffee. For the chocolate icing, you will need 3/4 cup of butter, 1 1/2 cup unsweetened cocoa powder, 5 cups and 1/3 cup of confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar, 2/3 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of orange liqueur. I like to use Grand Marnier. I am really excited to share this recipe with you. It's one of my all-time favorite cake recipes. Every time I make it, it brings me back to some good times that I had while I was a professional cake decorator. Don't you just love how food can help us to reminisce about good times? There's something about the aromas, the textures, the colors that bring me right back to those moments in my life that brought me a lot of joy and happiness. In a medium bowl, stir together the sugar, flour, cocoa, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. In a separate vessel, combine the eggs, buttermilk, oil, and the vanilla. Using an electric mixer or stand-up mixer, combine both the wet ingredients and dry ingredients. until completely incorporated. Then you're going to mix in the hot, freshly brewed coffee by hand. The freshly brewed coffee is my secret ingredient. Next, prepare a couple of baking cupcake pans by adding the liners to the pan. Then you're going to fill each cupcake liner about 2/3 of the way. Bake your cupcakes at 350 degrees for 12 minutes or until a skewer inserted comes out clean. Allow your cupcakes to cool completely. Then let's get started on the icing. Once again, you'll want to measure out all your dry ingredients separately from your wet ingredients. Using an electric mixer fitted with a paddle attachment, cream your butter until it's nice and smooth. Then start to combine the wet and dry ingredients in an alternate fashion. Start with some of your dry ingredients, then add a little bit of the wet, and then add a little bit of the dry, and then a little bit of the wet, going back and forth, finishing with the wet ingredients. Scrape down the sides of your bowl a couple of times, remove any unincorporated ingredients from your paddle attachment, and then give it one more quick mix. I don't like to overmix my frosting. I like to keep the color of the frosting dark, earthy, and rich. So once your cupcakes are completely cool, you're ready to decorate. I like to decorate using a small offset spatula and ice cream scooper. This allows me to add the same amount of icing to each cupcake and apply it in a smooth and delicate way. I'm choosing to finish off my chocolate lovers cupcakes with chocolate curls. This is an easy recipe and you can find it on pioneerwoman.com. So that's it, my friends. Thank you once again for joining me on Mindful Munchies, part of Food Sessions. I hope that you've enjoyed this segment. My intention for doing this project is to inspire you to get into the kitchen and make something delicious. Mindful baking allows for reflection, calm, and healing, especially during a time when distractions are everywhere. So, happy baking, my friends, and I'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Chef Tamara coming to you from the Main in downtown Newhall. Welcome back to Tips and Tricks. Hi, Chef Tamara here, coming to you from the Main in downtown Newhall. Today we're going to talk about all things cutting boards. So I have a variety of cutting boards here. I'm sure you have a variety in your kitchen also. We have our plastic, we have wood, and then we have some additional different types of plastic ones that are colored that we'll talk about in a little bit. First, let's talk about the wood. So the type of wood that makes up your cutting board is going to make a difference. The hardwoods are going to be like maple, cherry, let's see what else I have listed, beech, teak, and walnut. And then the softwoods is going to be cypress. So you want to use maybe the softwoods more for when you're doing something a little bit lighter, like chopping herbs and soft vegetables. But for everything else that you're going to do on a wooden cutting board, you really want to have the harder woods available for that. One of the big differences between plastic and wood cutting boards is going to be how you can sanitize them. With the wood, it cannot be put in the dishwasher, whereas with your plastics, it can. The best plastic to use is going to be your polyethylenes. They are able to be put in the dishwasher. Does not mean that you can't wash it by hand. If you're going to go ahead and wash a plastic by hand, you want to make sure that you use good soapy hot water. Scrub both sides of it, even though you've only maybe used one side, and then dry it thoroughly. Next thing that you want to do is submerge it into some sort of sanitizing solution. And the best thing to use for sanitizing the plastics is good old household bleach, a tablespoon of bleach for every gallon of water. The challenge, of course, is going to come to is getting it into some sort of soaking vessel. A bus tub that's used in the restaurants usually can fit something like this, but you might not necessarily have something like that around the house. They can be bought at the restaurant supply stores. As far as washing and getting the wood sanitized, again, hot soapy water on both sides. Then when you're drying it, you want to make sure they kind of stand it on the edge, so that then the air can circulate all around. So lean it up against something on the counter. The next thing that you would want to do with a wooden cutting board is, believe it or not, give it a good rub with some salt and let that salt stay on there overnight. And what that does is it's going to draw out moisture and the bacteria. When you get your little knife cuts in there, whether it's here or in the plastic, you're able to deal with it a little bit better on the wood, because the process of washing and then salting and then every couple of weeks you're going to oil it is going to help to kind of reseal it. But whereas with the plastic, once you've got some divots in there, you're not going to be able to get those divots out. Additionally, if you use your plastic a lot, you're going to see little shreds of plastic that are going to come up onto the board. That's when you know you really need to get a new plastic board. As far as sanitizing the wood cutting board afterwards, use Mr. Clean and just follow the directions right on the bottle. So the best thing to use for when you're going to scrape the product off of either of your boards is to use something called a bench knife. Here's two different kinds that I have. They do come in plastic also, but I like these best for using on cutting boards. This one is my favorite because it actually has a ruler here at the bottom, so it's a great guide for when you're cutting your product. The best thing every couple of weeks then is to oil your block. So the two best oils that I have found to use on the wooden cutting boards are going to be this one that is just basically called chef's or a cutting board oil. I think I got it online. And then the second one, and it's the one I've had the longest, is really a chef's mineral oil that you can see, and it's even best even to use on my tri-stone for even when I sharpen my knives. So we're going to go ahead and do that last step of oiling our board. I'm just going to use my chef's mineral oil for this. Take a side towel, rag, saturate, and then just go ahead and just rub on. I'm going to rub with the grain on this. You can see how quickly it's absorbing. I'm going to add a little bit more. And there we go. This is going to look beautiful tomorrow when I go to use it. Another thing about the wooden cutting boards is there's two different kinds of grain. This one is called an edged grain, and it's how the wood is cut literally with the grain. So if you see here that the grain runs longitudinally right down the board. The end grain, if you can picture a 2x4 and all the little squares of a 2x4, and that's what it's going to look like, kind of patterned like a checkerboard all put together. Another thing about the plastic, and you can see that I have some colors here, and throughout the food profession, you'll see in professional kitchens different colored plastics. Okay, so the blue-purple color, let's think about what goes with that. It would be seafood and fish. What comes to mind with green would be fruits and vegetables. Yellow, poultry. And red meat. This is Tamara with tips and tricks in the kitchen. Remember, there's a tool for every task. Have a great day. Cheers.
Hey, I'm Todd Wilson.
And I'm Scott Irvin.
And we are the co-founders of Feed SCV. Our mission at Feed SCV is to make sure that everyone in the Santa Clarita Valley has the access, the knowledge, and the skills to make a healthy meal at home every day.
And we do that in several different ways, teaching people how to make their own food, dietary suggestions. That quickly grew into other areas.
We soon recognized that there was a need in the community for having access to food. So we've taken part of our operation and now we work to put food in the kids' backpacks on the weekend so that they can take it home and have a healthy meal.
One of the other things that we've done is respond to local disasters. And we've been able to organize our volunteers to make some food, get some money together to help out the victims and evacuees in some cases. As a nonprofit, of course, we need support. You can visit us at feedscv.org and participate in a number of different events that we have and social media as well.
Hi, this is Poonam Parashar from Parashar's Indian Kitchen. I'm going to teach you how to make Indian rice. We call biryani. It's a very authentic dish from India. So I'm going to start with 1 cup of oil. Let me show you what I'm going to use first. 1 cup of onion. We have peas, cauliflower, zucchini, carrot, and beans. These are all 1 cup. And we have 1 tablespoon of garlic and ginger separate. And here I have some, you guys call curry, but it's for us, it's all our spices. Salt. This is cardamom, clove. I like to use cinnamon sticks. So this is cinnamon stick. This is curry leaves, cumin, red chili. We call it garam masala, but it's a mixture of cumin, black pepper, coriander seeds. We make powder with it, and salt. So these are the things, and I have some rice, which is not fully cooked. It's 50 to 60% cooked basmati long grain rice. Let me put some oil. It is 1 cup of oil, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. It looks like it's a lot, but some people, they like to use a lot of oil, so rice is not sticky then. I'm going to add onion. I'm going to saute onion till it's like a brown color. They change the color. Then I'm going to add garlic and ginger into it. Use half teaspoon cumin seeds. I'm going to use curry leaves. Put it in there. This is cinnamon sticks, 5 clove, and 5 cardamom. Now you can see onion is changing a little bit color. So I'll wait probably 1 more minute, and we can add garlic and ginger. I'm gonna add all the spices so it can leave all the flavor. 1 teaspoon rice, salt, sorry, and 1 teaspoon garam masala. I'm gonna put wheat, a lot of spices, and this is very, very hot. So I'm gonna put probably quarter, but it depends on your taste, how you want it. These are the 3 things. And one main thing, I'm not here to advertise, so this is a biryani powder. You can buy from any Indian store. We call biryani powder. Use it like that. It's a lot of flavor in there. So these are the vegetables, which is 1 cup each. You want more, you can put more. I'm gonna put some cashews, raisins. You can put almonds, any kind of dry fruit you like, you can use it. Put it on a low, make sure it's not burning. So I will add my half-cooked rice. Spread on it. Now we're gonna cover it. I usually use this to cover because it fits really well. Some people, they put color. They put red color and yellow color to make biryani. I do not use any kind of color. So what I do, I use beetroot. So sometimes I put a piece of beet, or I can just put a little bit beet color in there. Or I use turmeric. I use a little bit water and turmeric and put it on the top. So let's cover it. So if you see the air is coming out, what we're gonna do, this is a dough. This is dough. You can use flour, any kind of flour, and water. Make sure the air should not coming out. So you can see with steam, the half cooked rice is gonna cook within 10 minutes. Now it's been 10 minutes, so I'm gonna open it. I wasn't very happy with the color with those beads, so probably I will put few like this. And here's a few rice. I put it in turmeric, so you can see it give a little bit color. And I'm gonna mix it. Usually I do this. You can cut some cilantro and put it on the top. Thank you so much. If you need a recipe, please follow me on Parashar's Indian Kitchen. You can message me. My name is Poonam Parashar. You can follow me on Facebook and ask me any question. I will answer you. Okay, thank you. Bye.
This is Tamara with tips and tricks in the kitchen. Remember, there's a task for every tool.
Yeah. Oh, that might make the blooper reel just because it's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.